Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi has reaffirmed the urgent need for a permanent and sustainable ceasefire in Gaza, calling for the resumption of dialogue and a return to negotiations. During talks in Cairo with Sierra Leone's President Julius Maada Bio, Sisi stressed the importance of a two-state solution and the protection of the legitimate rights of the Palestinian people as the only path towards a just and lasting peace. The United States has presented a new proposal to Hamas to secure the release of American-Israeli dual national Eden Alexander, who's being held in Gaza. According to a report by Axios, the offer aims to break the deadlock in ongoing negotiations with Israel. While the content of the proposal has not been made public, it reportedly includes terms that would calm the situation in Gaza in exchange for Alexander's release. It remains unclear whether Hamas will accept President Donald Trump's offer. The United Kingdom and France have called for an urgent meeting at the United Nations Security Council to address the deteriorating humanitarian situation in Gaza and the protection of aid workers. The British Foreign Office confirmed that humanitarian personnel are facing increasing difficulties operating within the territory amid ongoing conflict and limited access. UNRWA Commissioner General Philip Lazzarini has confirmed that no humanitarian aid has entered the Gaza Strip for over 3 weeks, the longest interruption in aid delivery since the war began in October 2023. The suspension has pushed Gaza into its most severe humanitarian crisis yet. Meanwhile, the president of the Euro-Mediterranean Medical Association, Dr. Fouad Aouda, warned that Gaza's healthcare system is collapsing. Describing the situation as a global health disaster, he added that 70% of Gaza's casualties are women and children. As Palestinians in Jerusalem and the West Bank prepare to mark Eid al-Fitr, the joyful spirit of the holiday is overshadowed by the ongoing war in Gaza and a surge in violence across the West Bank. Palestinian officials report that more than 50,000 people have been killed in Gaza since Israel launched its war over the occupied Strip. The Palestinian Economy Ministry says the war in Gaza, rising tensions in the West Bank, and worsening economic conditions have significantly reduced the purchasing power of Palestinian families. Iranian political analysts say recent military operations by the United States and Israel have further destabilized the Middle East and undermined regional peace. While the U.S. continues airstrikes on Yemen's Houthi forces, Israel has renewed military operations in Gaza, which Iranian analysts say violate a ceasefire agreement. They criticize Israel for breaching international law and escalating tensions, while also condemning the U.S. for backing Israeli actions and striking the Houthis, calling it another sign of inconsistent U.S. policy. Analysts accused Washington of unconditional support for Israel and lacking real intent to restore peace. They also pointed to U.S. actions in Iraq, Syria, and Palestine as contradicting its claims of defending human rights. Thousands of Israelis took to the streets of Tel Aviv, calling for new elections and the return of hostages still held by Hamas in Gaza. The protest followed the Knesset's approval of a controversial law altering the committee that appoints judges. Legislation critics say could deepen a constitutional crisis and give the government greater control over the judiciary. Earlier in the week, the Knesset also passed the long-delayed 2025 state budget during a heated session, highlighting deep divisions over the fate of the remaining detainees and broader political tensions. Israel resumed its military campaign against Hamas last week, ending a 2-month ceasefire. The renewed fighting has reignited public pressure for a return to negotiations to secure the release of detainees and fallen Israelis.